Welcome to today's episode on Let's Gist Now. So today we'll be talking about the student route for traveling, and before we go into the criteria you need for applying for student route visa to migrate to US, Canada, UK, but we'll be talking about UK today. So we'll just tell you some documents you need and how to apply for your school, what your school needs to give you admission, what criteria you need. And before we go deep into that, let me tell you, people traveling are not poor people. People traveling are not poor people. So if you have that at the back of your mind, you should also, before you even consider the student route of traveling, you need to consider some things, and we'll briefly talk about the things you need to consider before you even plan on going through the student route. Yes, of course, the skilled worker visa and the healthcare assistance or the tech route is the best route because you spend less money, but the student route, it is very expensive. People don't know, but I will still tell you some things involved. If you want to migrate through student route to the UK, you need to be spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially prepared, because it's not a joking matter. It will cost you your time, it will cost you your mental health, it will cost you your family, it will cost you your time with your family, time with your colleagues. Part of the things you need to know before you decide to go for the student route are, make sure you prepare a money that can last you for like 2 to 3 months when you arrive the UK. Say UK, you pay your rent every month, and if you are paying rent of almost 500,000 naira per month, which means in 3 months you have to prepare like 1.5 million naira as extra for just your rent. We have not talked about the bills. That's if, and you can be lucky to have a shared apartment whereby the full, all bills are inclusive, so you don't need to pay bills anymore. You can be lucky to have that and your bill is sorted. But most time you have to take a room whereby you still sort your bill out. But if you are single, yes, it's good, you can take a shared apartment. But if you are coming with your partner or your family, it can be a bit tricky because the cost of moving will be very expensive. Okay, before we even move into that aspect, things you need to know before you decide if you are going for the student route are: 1, you need to know the cost of your tuition fee. If the cost of your tuition fee is almost 15 million naira or 20 million naira, and you need to pay a deposit of close to 4 million naira or 5 million naira before they can issue you what we call CAS. CAS is like a sponsorship, like COS for the skilled workers. Is a sponsorship document, like a number for you to say the school is yes, the school will be responsible for you. So, and before you can get that CAS, the school will ask you to send a statement of account that covers your tuition fee and your feeding. And if you are sending that, it must cover everything. If it is 20 million naira that is in your tuition fee and your feeding allowance, it must be in your personal account. If you are the person applying on your own, if you are sponsoring yourself, the money 20 million naira or 15 million or 25 million naira that will carry only you. We have not talked about your dependents in case you have dependents. So if it is only you, you must have like 20 million naira in your account, and the money must be in your account for minimum of 28 days before you can use it to apply for your CAS. And once they give you that CAS, you still need to use that statement of account with the money in your account to apply for visa. And look at it, this is where it's tricky. That means you've paid like 4 million naira for your deposit, and if you get to UK, Don't forget, a lot of misconception about traveling to the UK by people is, oh, if you get to the UK, there is readily available job. No, it's not like that. People also struggle to get job, especially when you are a student. You have just 20 hours to work. Most care work that people always say, yes, we are going for care work, you will see care job, there's a lot of care job. The care job are not much, but the care job there is even available. If you are fortunate to get it, you can only work 20 hours, and care job most of the time is a 12-hour shift. Out of your 20 hours, you work 12 hours, you have 8 hours left. Where are you going to use the remaining 8 hours? It's more likely for most people not to be able to use that 8 hours. And at the end of the day, you still have a lot of bills to pay. Out of your maybe £15,000 for your tuition fee, you pay just 4,000 or 5,000. You still have 10,000 to pay, and you want to depend on the work you are doing to pay your tuition fee. At the end of the day, you will be running from pillar to post. The job is not readily available. They are not plucking money on the street of UK the way it looks. A lot of people are covering their problem or their struggle with social media life, with pictures, and you think they are enjoying. A lot of them are depressed. A lot of them are really struggling. They are borrowing, because if you work 20 hours or let's say 12 hours a week, that's like, if you are collecting £10, that's like £120 per week, and they'll still charge you for tax 20% of that. How do you want to meet up with the remaining 10 million naira or £10,000 you need to pay to balance your tuition fee? How do you want to sort your house rent, which is almost £500, 500,000 every month? You still feed, you pay your bills. All these things are emotionally, they are mentally draining. If you are a student and you don't have any other means of income to support your tuition fee, don't think when you get there you work and yes, you use the work to pay your tuition fee. It's not always running that way. It's not always easy that way, the way it is. And also, I will always tell people, when you want to, if you know you want to go through student route, don't just say, okay, because I just want to travel, I just want to travel. Make sure you pick a course that is having a potential for employment. Make sure you pick a course that you will get job after your study. Make sure you study a course that is part of the shortage occupation. Don't just say, oh, because I just want to japa, or I just want to move, I just want to travel, let me go and study one advertising management, or I should go and study recreational management, whereby after your study, after paying almost 20 million to study, at the end of the day you don't have a job. Then you have to go back to Nigeria or wherever you are coming from. And if you don't want to go back, you have to apply for post-study visa. Post-study visa, you will still pay for it. It's not free, and you'll be paying like almost £2,000 or £2,005 for single applicants. So if you are a family or you are two couple, you know how much that will be, almost £5,000. And if you have children also, you know how it is. So are you saying from that 20 hours, that £120 you are making in a week, that's how you are going to pay your tuition fee and also apply for your post-study visa after your 9 months or 10 months study? So you have to think about it very well, because during the course of study, yes, it will be a bit easier. You think you won't have much thought about it, but when you are almost finishing, ending your program, that's when you will now go into another depression, or you will now go into another mental health issue, because you will now be looking at your account. You don't even have up to £1,000 in your account as savings, or £500 as savings, and you still want to balance your tuition fee, and you are still thinking of how to apply for post-study visa, because most of the care home, most of them, they don't give this COS sponsorship the way it looks like. Yes, they are giving COS or sponsorship, they don't really give that way. So you will still be thinking of that. So if you want to go through the student route, you need to think very well and see, are you financially stable? Are you mentally stable? Are you prepared mentally, physically to face the challenges? Yes, don't get me wrong, People do it and they scale through well, they make it, but it involves a lot of challenges, physical work, day and night, going to class and everything. It's really depressing and it's challenging, especially for the females. You will see, if you know, I don't know, it's very challenging. So if you want to go through the student route, you need to think twice. Look at it, evaluate yourself first, and be sure this is what you want to do, not just for the japa sake or the traveling sake. Look at it very well and be sure, yes, I'm ready for this. One, even from Nigeria, the finances that will be involved, that means you are paying almost 4,000 or 2,000, let's say 2 million, 3 million, 4 million for your deposit in the university. One, after that, you will pay for your visa fee, you will pay for health insurance, you will pay for your flight, you will pay for accommodation where you are going, and that means before you even leave Nigeria, you are already spending close to 8 million naira before you even leave at all. And when you now get there, is now another pressure also to get accommodation. And when you get your accommodation again, you still paying for bills, paying for this and for the, and don't think when you get there, that's when you get job. So that means you still be to balance everything, to know how the system work, to know where to apply for job. You still be spending like 2 to 3 months before you gain your grant, to combine with your academics and everything and gain your grant that yes, this is where I want to work, this is where there is job, meeting people and linking you. So it's not that easy that way. So you have to be very, very prepared for that. So financially, you need nothing less than 9 million to travel. So you can see why I said people traveling, they are not poor people. So if you have like 10 million naira or 9 million naira in Nigeria now, are you poor? You are not poor. Yes, somebody will say, a lot of them, they sold their property, they sold this and that, they borrowed the money. Yes, for you to borrow, it means you are not poor. Anybody that will borrow somebody money up to 10 million naira from, they know the person is not poor. The person can pay. So people that are traveling, they are not poor. So if everybody is there, I want to jump, I want to live and everything, don't just have it at the back of your mind. Don't put yourself in unnecessary pressure. People traveling, they are not poor people. If it is poor people that are traveling, nobody will be in the country again. So please be prepared financially and don't put yourself in any pressure. Also, when you want to apply, you have to be sure of the kind of course you want to apply for. Don't apply for anyhow course just because you want to travel. Because at the end of the day, when you get there, you now realize that it doesn't worth it the way they really paint it on the social media life. It doesn't worth it that way. So it's better if you want to go for your master's, yes, pick a good course that has potential. That okay, after your course, you get COS, you'll be able to stay, you'll be able to work and enjoy your life. At least the enjoyment, the thing, the income you will make, the COS, the visa you will get, it will wipe away all the stress of going to school and everything. But if you just go for one course, like okay, let me just be there, coin management something, or I'm not saying because I'm not good, but you need to look at their potential. Like, okay, if you finish it, am I going to see the job? Am I going to see a job that will a company that will sponsor me? Else you will just be like common graduates in Nigeria that just that finish BSc, still looking for a job for over 5 or 10 years. So you have to look into that very well. You can kick on to your application if you know yes, all these parts are not problem for you anymore. You already sort that part, you know how to manage, then it's not a problem for you anymore. Then I can advise you, go on and apply. You will survive. You already have a business, or you have a business that will be paying the remaining tuition balance. Don't just plan on the 20 hours work you want to work. Another part of it is, yes, if you want to travel through the student route, it's best you travel as a couple. Why did I say that? Because it's best the wife is the student and not the husband. Why did I say that? If the wife is going to school, trying to do like 12 hours out of the 20 hours she can do for work, the husband can easily work day and night to make sure they pay the tuition fee and support the wife. Because going to school and doing the job and everything, yes, you may be strong in Nigeria, but when you enter, the code will show you shege. It's not the same like, yes, I be hustler for Nigeria, I can hustle from here to here, don't worry, when I enter, I will do morning job, I will do night job, I will do everything. You go break down. Forget, you go break down. The code no be here. So it's best let the wife be studying, then the husband should come as the dependent, whereby your husband can work as many hours as he can to support the wife, and that will be fine. And mind you, like I said, make sure you study a course that has a potential. Another problem there is if both of you come and after the study you don't get a job that will give you a COS, that means both of you are still going to apply for post-study visa. And if you are applying for post-study, that means it's not one person anymore, it will be two people, which will be like £5,000 again. That means you will be running to get that again, borrowing from people and things like that. So you have to do your math well before you run into all this debt and everything, or try to move through the student route. But if you are able to sort all those things within you, you know, yes, you are financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically stable or prepared, then you can go through the student route. So I wish you all the best.